What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and fourth stimulus check update. As the fourth round of stimulus, the next round of stimulus has already begun, with President Biden now passing or forgiving $1 billion of a student loan forgiveness and more to come. We're also going to talk about the $3,000 to $3,600 child stimulus checks or child income tax credits in this video, as well as the $1,400 stimulus checks that many millions of Americans are still waiting on to this day. About half of the $1,400 stimulus checks have been sent out. So if you haven't got yours yet, then it's okay. There's only been about half of them, a little bit over half of them sent out so far. We're going to go over the latest details of that in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on the third stimulus check and the next round of stimulus coming, as there's multiple different provisions of things coming out in the near future for all sorts of different buckets of money for stimulus. Student loan forgiveness, $200 per month Social Security increase, $15,000 home buyer credits, the next stimulus check, the fourth stimulus check package. Dozens of Democrats are pushing to have not just one more stimulus check in the future in the next package, but multiple monthly recurring stimulus checks in the near future. We also got mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance coming up, as well as a $7,000 funeral credit that has already been passed. We're waiting on more guidance for it. So there's a lot of new things on the horizon. We're also expecting a minimum wage raise of somewhere between $10 to $15 per hour. I'll keep you up to date on all this. First, let's go to White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain on Joe Biden's package, as well as possibly making the $3,000 to $3,600 child income tax credits. Those are the ones that are going to be paid out monthly, possibly, of $250 to $300 per month per child. They want to make those permanent, not just 1 year.
Thanks for joining me tonight. I know you have a very busy schedule on. You've known the man for decades. How did Joe Biden change and become this president signing landmark progressive legislation in his first 50 days? Some people say it was thanks to you. Others say it was pressure from Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Others say it was the pandemic plus the experience of being burned by Republicans during the Obama years. What explains this new, different Joe Biden?
Well, I just fundamentally disagree, Maddie, with that read-in. I mean, Joe Biden has always been a fighter for working people. He's always been a fighter for people who are in trouble. He's always been a fighter for people who need help. And, of course, what we face now is one of the most grave situations we've seen in this country, really since the Great Depression. Record levels of unemployment, obviously the great consequences of the pandemic, food lines miles long. So what President Biden, but previously Senator Biden, Vice President Biden, what Joe Biden has always believed is in rising to the moment and to doing what the government needs to do to help those people in need. And as you say, we may disagree on the premises here, but I think we agree on the fact that the American Rescue Plan is a solution that comes to the moment and is a solution that really helps deal with the crises we face in this country right now.
Yes, we do agree on that, even if we differ on how we evaluate Joe Biden's journey to this point. Personally, I've gone from believing Biden would be Hillary Clinton Mark II, a status quo president, to now thinking, wow, he could actually be another LBJ, at least domestically. But as you know, Ron, the LBJ's Great Society, as I mentioned a moment ago, featured permanent progressive victories. Medicare, Medicaid, which are still with us more than 50 years later. The $3,600 child tax credit is a radical policy. But it expires in a year. It's temporary, and there's no point halving child poverty only for a year. So is the White House going to be pushing to make it permanent before it expires?
We're certainly going to work for that, Maddie. Look, some provisions of this bill are temporary by design, are designed to deal with the immediate crises around the pandemic. And, of course, the extension of unemployment insurance. Obviously, we're hoping to get people back to work. That's the goal. But as you say, some of the policy in it hopefully lays a groundwork for what follows. And, of course, dealing with the child poverty problem on a permanent basis is an important objective for us. Obviously, doing some of the things the bill does to strengthen the veterans' health system is an important long-run objective. objective, strengthening small business, job creation. That's an important long-run objective. The other thing I'd say, by the way, that I hope is a permanent change is for the past 4 years at least, we've had an economic strategy as a country that's focused on making the rich richer and hoping that trickles down.
Yeah.
And I think the fundamental message of the American Rescue Plan is that the economy grows when we help people at the bottom work their way up, and we help people at the middle grow from the middle out. And that's really the philosophy that this legislation captures.
So Joe Biden and the White House are pushing to make this child income tax credit that is going to possibly be paid out by the IRS in monthly installments of $250 to $300 per month, as opposed to getting it as a one lump sum at the end of next year, at the end of tax season next year, April 15th next year. They want to increase this and make it permanently. Now, this child income tax credit is not something new. It's actually been around for a while. It used to be as low as $500, and then we've seen former President Donald Trump and his daughter actually pushed to make it larger, and they got it to $2,000. We used to have a $2,000 child income tax credit, and now we have President Biden and, well, the Democrats increasing it to $3,000 for children over the age of 6 through 17, and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. So this has been around for a while, but now we have in the third stimulus check package, the increase to $3,000 to $3,600. But now they're pushing to make it permanent, or at least go on for several more years. So as he said in the video there, what's the point of curbing childhood poverty by 54% for 1 year? So I honestly think that this will be one of the things that does happen, that they will increase this in time, and it will stay there for at least several more years. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. The IRS is trying to set up a portal where they're going to pay this to the parents monthly of $250 to $300 per month per child starting in July. But we just had the IRS commissioner say there's going to be a tight schedule for them to do that. They're very far behind. They're trying to process millions and millions of stimulus checks. They have over 25 million tax returns in their backlog that is just sitting there. And they're not sure if they're going to be able to set up a portal in time for this to happen in the next few months. I'll keep you up to date on that. If that doesn't happen, we might get periodic stimulus payments for the children. Maybe one payment every 3 months, a larger payment obviously, or we might just get it as a one lump sum at the end of tax when you do your tax returns next year, April 15th, or when you get your tax refund. You might just get a larger refund there instead of getting it monthly. The reason they want to do it monthly is because, well, the average everyday American has a hard time saving money. And if they give it to them in monthly installments of $250 to $300 per month, instead of a $3,000 to $3,600 one lump sum per child. So if you have 3 children, you're looking at $9,000 to $10,000. The government thinks that sending it out monthly will help people pay their monthly bills, mortgage and rent and food and all that stuff monthly, as opposed to getting it in a one lump sum, and then maybe 3 or 4 months later, it's all gone and it's not there anymore. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary says the border is closed. The message is quite clear: do not come. As the crisis down on the southern border between us and Mexico is increasingly becoming worse and worse every single day. Republican Representative Michael McCall from Texas says that there will be, or at least he's predicting that there could be, 1 million migrants at the border of the United States and Mexico trying to get into the United States illegally by summertime. 1 million more people.
So what do you think the next few weeks, few months will look like? He said that we have a plan and we'll look back on this and say everything was solved.
Look, I've known the border when I was chairman of Homeland Security. I was a federal prosecutor down here. Mayorkas knows better because he was too. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Springtime, summer, more and more come over. The message is coming back that, hey, we got a new president. Come on in. We're open for business to the traffickers. And guess what? They're right here. And I predict 1 million people trying to get into this country by the summertime.
This comes as former President Donald Trump claimed that the border wall between Mexico and the U.S. was almost completed. It only needed about a month more. A lot of people say that that claim is completely false. Nonetheless, Whether you think it's very close or not very close, President Biden has ordered them to stop working on the wall. And President Trump, former President Donald Trump, says that there's only a month left and that they should just continue completing the wall and finish it. This comes as the Department of Homeland Security Secretary is begging and urging people not to come to the United States illegally.
I want to start right there. We heard the sheriff say it, the governor say it, and the migrants I spoke to say it. They are coming across because they believe they will be welcomed under the Biden administration. You said yourself 3 weeks ago, we're not saying don't come, we're saying don't come now. President Biden had a stronger message later, but the messages are mixed at best, Mr. Secretary.
Martha, good morning. The message is quite clear. Do not come. The border is closed. The border is secure. We are expelling families. We are expelling single adults under the CDC's authority, under Title 42 of the United States Code, because we are in the midst of a pandemic, and that is a public health imperative. We are encouraging children not to come. Now is not the time to come. Do not come. The journey is dangerous. We are building safe, orderly, and humane ways to address the needs of vulnerable children. Do not come.
Well, that message was about as clear as it gets, but the question is, will they be able to see that? I mean, did you see that message before I showed it to you? That's the problem here, and then this is quickly becoming a major crisis for our country. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. This comes as millions of Americans are reporting that they received their third stimulus check, but they actually received less than they were supposed to, even half of what they were supposed to. One person says, quote, according to the IRS, they have sent the full $5,600 owed to us. According to my bank, we have received only half, $2,800, and there are no pending deposits. Our income is the same as it was last year. We have the same banking accounts. We have the same 2 children that we have last year. The IRS can only say that they can direct them to their website and that, quote, payments will begin to be reduced for single filers who fall between the income range of $75,000 to $80,000, which is not the case for many, many people. They say, quote, we can live with a glitch, but the problem is the IRS is telling me they sent the money and to talk to your bank. The bank says they didn't get any more money. Talk to the IRS. This also is coming as millions of more people are getting their third stimulus check now pending for anywhere between the 24th and the 27th. Millions of people are still actually getting their stimulus checks today and have gotten them yesterday via direct deposit. I'm not sure. Let me know if you have received your stimulus check via paper check yet. I have not seen anybody with paper checks get them yet, although the IRS has said that the paper checks have started to go out. But that is a little bit of a process. As you know, if you got your paper checks in the past, you know that that is always a little bit of a process, and direct deposits always go out faster. So if you haven't done your 2020 tax return yet, you might want to set yourself up for a direct deposit for any future stimulus checks. The fourth stimulus check coming out, which I expect there will be at least one more stimulus check coming out, as well as the other stimulus programs such as mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance, more student loan forgiveness. President Biden just canceled $1 billion of student loan forgiveness on Thursday, I believe it was. That's just a small portion of what we expect in the near future. And the $200 per month Social Security increase, also that we expect in the future, that President Biden campaigned on, as well as a 20% Social Security increase for people that are widows or widowers, and a 5% Social Security increase for people that have been on Social Security for over 20 years. So I'll keep you up to date on all these upcoming stimulus provisions, as well as the direct deposits, the paper checks, and the fourth stimulus check update. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new updates. I'll keep you up to date. You can also share this video down below with your friends and family. There's a share button so that they know about these upcoming stimulus packages and other provisions in the near future. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9 to 5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.